How will this year's 2020 presidential election affect the housing market?
Also, have you seen a market like this?
So stay tuned for this and much more.
Hi, we are Karla and Victor Aguilar of Azuri Group of All Cedar Real Estate.
This year's 2020 election will be for the books. There's so much turmoil and different thoughts of how people think. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, or Independent, it's going to be a memorable one. So, Karla, is there typically a drop-off in sales on a presidential election year?
Well, actually, there's a research group, BTIG, that conducted a research between 1963 and 2019 about exactly that. And they showed that, yes, every year around November is where you'll see a drop-off in home sales. So will we see a drop-off? Probably, but it's been a crazy year. So although during the presidential election years, there is a little bit of a drop-off, we have to keep in mind that November is typically a slow month anyway. And part of that is because winter and holidays come up and people stop putting their houses up for sale. They just want to wait. And people also want to wait till after the busy holidays because of their vacations and all of that. So all in all, from 1963 to 2019, this research showed that even though there is typically a little bit less than 10% drop-off during this month, there's an even bigger drop-off during the presidential year. But what does this mean for the home sales afterwards? So like that extra 5 to 6% that is more of a drop-off than a typical year, what does that happen with those sales that would have normally happened? So are those sales lost forever?
Well, the short answer is no. BTIG determined this actually. So essentially what they're saying is that basically this is just deferred. So people don't stop buying homes all of a sudden. They just wait to see what happens with the results of the election. And in fact, history suggests that a drop-off is most notable in November. So even when you look at new home sales, that's not lost forever either. It's pushed out to the following year. Austin market, of course, it's so different than the rest of the national market, but it still follows some of those trends. So Biden or Trump, is it going to matter who's elected?
I don't think so. I think people, depending on who they're voting for or what their county does, will either get motivated to buy or sell depending on who wins. But overall sales still continue.
So it's not much of an impact then. Who'd have known?
So what is our bottom line here, Victor?
So to tie everything in, if mortgage rates continue to stay low, if unemployment continues to get better, and the economy continues to recover, the housing market should remain strong. So what do you think about this market here in Austin?
It's crazy. I mean, a lot of people, especially people moving from California, are commenting on how this is becoming like Silicon Valley, where the prices are just growing and growing and people are getting pushed out. Luckily for us, I feel here in Austin, it hasn't gotten quite as crazy as California. These trends continue, you never know. So 2020 has certainly been a crazy year. I mean, with this pandemic, the way people think and do things nowadays, having to work from home where someone that may have not wanted to now has to. All the things that people used to want have changed. This year has really, really impacted how we think, view, and see things. So it's been a crazy housing market, partly because of this.
With all the changes that we had to go through with the housing market, I think there's been some very positive things that have come out of it. We've been able to use technology a little bit more to show people homes, there's a virtual walkthroughs that have gotten more popular. People have been more careful about going in other people's homes, using your Germex or other hand sanitizers. So I think there's been some certainly good things that have come out of it. So because of this pandemic, the results have been interesting. Things got put on hold in the spring, so they got pushed back. It'll be interesting to see what will happen with the presidential election this year. I'm willing to bet that it's actually not going to slow down that much as it has slowed down in the past.
Like the 15% slowdown that we typically see. Who knows? Maybe people will buy faster because they see that there's going to be a change with the current situation that we have with the low rates and the affordability in housing. Maybe people will hurry up and buy instead of, kind of like our universe got flipped. Spring became fall.
I think so. And with such a low inventory here in Austin anyways, we have clients that are having a hard time, finding their right home are the right fit.
And clients that are putting up their homes for sale and selling very quickly. So one of the key drivers of home appreciation has been the low inventory. And what greater example of low inventory than Austin? Austin seeing a 2-month or less supply of homes in the market. So this makes the home prices go up. The existing ones that are available for sale, it increases their value in a way. So, you know, if you're a seller right now is a great time to put your house out in the market.
So luckily, because of low interest rates, this has been offset a little bit. In fact, it's estimated that people have about $32,000 more buying power. So even though home prices have gone up, you know, and this is important to know because maybe last year you thought, oh, well, I can only afford a $300,000 home. Well, this year you can probably afford a $330,000 home just because of the lower interest rates. So what's your final thought on this, Karla?
Well, bottom line is, Victor, that with interest rates as low as they are, increased home affordability, prices of homes increasing, and the market rebounding like no other in 2010, in 2020. This year has been one for the books and maybe one that we'll never see again. So if you're ready to make that move, sell your home, buy a new one, whichever one it is, contact us. We are here to help you.
If you want to see more videos like this, remember every Wednesday we do a real estate update. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video with your friends. Leave us a comment. What do you think about this year's market? Any thoughts that you have? Anything that's different that's happened for you?
What's your forecast?
Yeah, what do you think? Drop it on the comments below. Until next time.